Hey guys, welcome to Weekly Crypto. Today I come across with an interesting article about Bitcoin manipulation. There's a cartel. Cartel is like entities or individuals or institutions that get together. They try to do a price suppressions in Bitcoin. So in media, they I think in this article he's saying that I call for 95% correction when Bitcoin was 20,000. So far we have 70% of retracement. Will there be another 25%? So I'm not spreading FUD or anything. It's just that we have to look into everything. So the reason you have to know the reason why you get into cryptocurrency. Uh, the fundamentals of the blockchain technology is the decentralization of power back to the people. So if you know the reason why you hold Bitcoin or hold other cryptocurrency or the projects or everything, if you believe in those projects, you shouldn't have weak hands during the downturn. You should believe in what you are doing. So right now, they're just shaking out the weak hands. So, so this article they talk about technical analysis, three major dimension. Everyone knows that technical analysis, fundamental analysis, or manipulation. So to me, technical analysis is only go to a certain extent because this market is very highly very highly sentimental. So the sentiment it seems to be the driving force driving the market with a little bit FUD, and the price will go down substantially. So he talked about is Cartel active in crypto space, and so he said absolutely yes, and he called for 95% correction before the CME opened its door, and then so far right now 70% is already in place and all that jazz, and then the Cartel entered the crypto space somewhere in October 27 last year. Remember the CME future, they opened the door for crypto last year. And once the CME future opened the door in December 17 last year, you can see that the price of Bitcoin keep on like going down and going down the trend line. So he talked about this is how the cartel has worked since CME open. So remember, Melgox did not sell on March 7, but the news of this sale was released on March 7. And then the Tether subpoena was issued on December 6, but the news was not released. Was released with other critical news released on January 30th. Their objective is to start the next dump. So why do they wait 55 days to release the Tether subpoena news? So they want to hit all the bad news on the same day. So they're talking about here back in December, institution money. There's so much euphoria at the time. We pour in, and then we're going back to Moon, Lambo, blah blah, and then January 30th. You talk about the SEC is going to stop one of the largest ICO ever, and then with so much FUD news coming up, Facebook is going to ban Bitcoin and cryptocurrency advertising, and U.S. regulator is going to subpoena Bitfinex and Tether, and so CFA also say cryptos are a threat to national security as well. Then we have like almost 70% of the correction in 50 days. So in March 7 this year, they have more news coming up. Bitcoin needs government oversight, and then more FUD news actually. So Binance got hacked. Japan to punish several crypto exchange, and then the Fed crackdown sent Bitcoin tumbling, and then this news go on, and then the Bitcoin whale sold 400 million. So they're saying that this is a from March 24th to March 30th. Any time the price try to recover, the dump appear from nowhere, And then all these high volume dumps, they have pretty high volume. And then most of the dumps start below the previous dump price. So you can see they keep on dumping and dumping and dumping. So the lower low and the lower low, every single time they dump. And then in the OK exchange on March 30th, they have an announcement and saying that a number of users perform unusual transactions to manipulate the price of BTC quarterly future contracts, making it deviate greatly from the BTC index. Based on the team's investigation, the user closed a huge amount of position at market price without considering the cost, causing it to drop on an unusually low level. So do you have any doubts why Bitcoin is being manipulated down without considering the cost? And then the FUD is manufactured. So on February 7, someone hacked into the China Central Bank mailbox to email a bogus notice about Bitcoin crackdown. So the bogus email is talking about the Hong Kong Monetary Authority and People's Bank of China. They jointly to crack down the Bitcoin. So he talked about like who would do such thing, like will an ordinary guy or hacker do that? So he's speculating this is engineered by a cartel. So a cartel, is like a group of entity or countries. They act together to fix a price or anything. Just like the OPEC, the oil producing company, they get together to set the price for the oil price in the world. So they're trying. Everybody knows that gold and silver price is highly manipulated for very long time. If not because of the manipulation, the price of gold and silver will not be that still at this level. And then he also talk about the uranium rose from $5 to $130 from 1993 to 2007. When the future market started in 2007, you can see what happened. So they start the future in 2007. Ever since then, the uranium market, just keep on going down. So when you look at the gold price as well, since 2011, the gold price has been suppressed. So it keep on, I think right now keep on declining, the gold price. And then same as the silver price as well. I remember back in 2011, the silver price is go all the way up almost like 44 or 43 bucks. I get out around 36. And the reason why there's a big dump is because they increase the margin requirement. And then the traders has to fulfill the margin call, so they have to dump all this silver to the market. So ever since then, silver never recover. Right now it's average around $15-16 per ounce. So because of the manipulation and the control from the government and the financial elite, all this price are artificially suppressed. So, and then they also make on saying Bitcoin, can we compare this chart with Bitcoin now? Do you see any similarities? So you can see the CME future on December 17, and ever since then, the Bitcoin price has been declining. And then he talk about it's a price suppression, not manipulation. Well, I mean, this is manipulation, right? Isn't it? So the Bitcoin had consistently going down since the day CME future started on December 17. And he's just posing a question: will it follow the precious metal path? And then on January 29, 2018, CFTC, I think they file 8 anti-spoofing enforcement action against 3 banks, Deutsche Bank, HSBC, and UBS, and 6 individuals for spoofing with respect to certain future products in gold and other precious metal on the COMEX exchange. And then they talk about 6 traders arrested for manipulating the gold market. So who are the entities or cartel? Who are these people doing this coordinated attack with the goal of suppressing the price of cryptocurrency. I mean, if you suppress the price of Bitcoin, you basically can suppress the whole market. So you can see what happened on January 30th to March 7th. Many bad news hitting the market within hours of each other. As Bitcoin was sitting on a critical support at 10K. Once 10K was broken, the cartel took over and started try to suppress the Bitcoin price like hell. Today, I think today is around 7K right now. I think yesterday is around 6K. At the lowest is 6,600 at one point yesterday. So why do they try to stop the Bitcoin? I mean, the question is that it is very simple because the financial elite has recognized that Bitcoin and crypto in general is threatened to their existence. I mean, it makes perfect sense because with cryptocurrency, you basically wipe out the entire banking infrastructure because you don't need them to wire money overseas. And also you have invoice factoring from populars as well as debitum. Debitum is more like it's like a business lending. So you don't need the financial institution. An individual investor can tap into this market, and this market is over $1 trillion business. If you tap away their profit, that will threaten their existence. Just the wiring money part, that part is like over, I don't know, maybe billion dollars of business. So it will take away some of the profit from the bank. So the bankers, the elite, they don't want this cryptocurrency or Bitcoin to take over their financial system. So I think they tried to stop the rise of Bitcoin. They pump up the market last year to 20K, and now they bring it down, and then they want to scare the investor, especially retail individual. So they want to sell. They want you guys. They want the retail investor to dump their Bitcoin when it is really low, and then they will profit from it. So the bankers want your cheap Bitcoin. And Bitcoin has been put into geopolitical chessboard since mid-2017. I'm not surprised of that because right now with all the quantitative easing, they're printing money out of thin air since 2018, 2008, I'm sorry, after the financial crisis. They know that all this is going to come down to the end. So right now they try to suppress the Bitcoin and keep those fiat currency afloat, but I don't think it is going to last. So with Bitcoin has been placed on geopolitical chessboard since 2017, and then most of the newcomers have no idea how big this game is. Crypto space is just a pawn on the chessboard, and there are elite fingers moving this point: gold, silver, and now Bitcoin. So why gold, silver, Bitcoin, and not stock or bonds or ETF or mutual funds? I mean, the fiat money, is worthless. They are just printing and printing, and they are not backed by gold or backed by anything. Actually, the US dollar is backed by a petro dollar. It's backed by oil. But the thing is, you have petro one right now. China and Russia, they trade, they buy oil using their own currency. Used to be you have to exchange to US dollars and then buy the oil, but right now no, they just use their own currency to do the exchange with. So with less demand of the worthless US dollar, eventually the fiat money is going to be worthless. So when the money stay in stock and bonds, it support the fiat currency trade. So that's why they want to keep the stock and bonds market intact. They want to boost it up artificially. So they also have a team called Punch Protection Team. So this Punch Protection Team is basically preventing the stock market or bond market from collapsing. Whenever there's a drop, they will make sure that the stock market and bond market keep elevated. Their goal is to suppress gold, silver, and Bitcoin. So this is the article is pretty interesting. You can go on and on and on, and reading all this conspiracy, and then they at the end he said there's you have to think about like what are you trying to do when BTC drop down to 1,000? Will you be freak out and sell everything, and then will you throw your towels and say, "Hey, I'm done with the crypto"? So you have to ask yourself all these questions. I mean, this is a very volatility market, and if you don't believe in crypto, if you don't believe in the project, and you will be very easily lose money, and if you have weak hands. And this is in here the CME, this guy from the CME talking about we will tame Bitcoin. So how will this end? In conclusion, he talked about the cartel will lose control of the market. That day will be epic. The price of Bitcoin, gold, and silver will rise astronomically. So there's a whole bunch of game plans you have to think about. You have to give yourself a mental preparation. If Bitcoin go to 1K, 1,000, will you be freaked out and sell everything? So you got to think about all this. And you also have to ask another questions. Why you get into cryptocurrency? Is that because you want to make quick money? Or is it because you believe in the blockchain technology? And also the decentralization of power back to the people. And out from the, so the whole concept of blockchain technology is decentralization of power back to the people from institution control. So you have to have a clear picture why you are holding crypto, why you get into this space. So there's another article talk about the Bitcoin whales, 1,000 people who own 40% of the market. So this market currently is very easily manipulated because of such a small market cap. People they can like the whales or the elite or the institution can bring in a whole bunch of fiat money. Well, they get their money for free, right? They just printing out all this money. They get the freebies from the airdrop from the from the Federal Reserve, and then they can just play the game for free money. So you got to be thinking about all this too. So let me know what you think about this article. I will leave the link below. And if you like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. I'm not a financial advisor. Please use your due diligence to invest your money. Remember, we the people take control of our money. Stay wise, stay safe, peace.